Welcome, I'm Midnight Redditor, and tonight we're going to go over the subreddit r/shortscarystories. So sit back, relax, because as we all know, nothing good ever happens after midnight. Our story tonight comes from the user Riceballdono, and the story's title is Doll. I fixed the mannequin's dress, making sure it wasn't crinkled, and placed it gently back on the window display. My wife and I had been running a small clothing store that specified in Lolita style of clothes. My wife loved everything about them. Unfortunately, she passed away last year, and I now have been here, just continuing her dream for her. The bell rung, and I turned to see my most valued customer. "Hello, Miss Alice." I smiled at the young girl bound to her wheelchair. "Antonio?" I acknowledged her father, who pushed her around. She had her hands folded neatly in her lap, and she looked around. She always had this indifferent look on her face. Now that I think about it, I've never seen her smile, even after all of these years. She never spoke. Antonio said it was because she was too shy. She had a blue dress on that had frills at the end of her skirt, and the sleeves were nice and puffy. Her dark hair fell to her waist and was always straightened with two white bows that clipped part of her hair back. She truly looked like a doll. "Do you like this one, sweetie?" He knelt down, pulling the purple dress in front of her. She nodded, and he picked the dress up in her size, draping it over his arm. They continued to shop, and she mostly just kept her head down. After about 30 minutes, Antonio came over with 10 dresses dangled over his arm. "We'll take all of these, Furley." I started to ring them up when suddenly Antonio clicked his tongue. "Oh, I forgot my wallet in the car. I'll be right back." He started to wheel her away, but I teasingly joked, "Oh, Antonio, are you afraid she'll just run away?" Antonio stared at me warily before letting out a nervous laugh. "No, of course not. I'll just be a moment." He hesitated and stared at her. I swear it felt like an eternity before he turned away and finally headed out. As he exited the store, I softened my gaze at her and I wanted to say something, but I held my tongue. Honestly, I wasn't sure what to say. Her eyes finally rose to mine and I smiled gently at her, but there was no life in her eyes. I swallowed and took a chance. "Alice, are you happy at home?" She didn't answer, and I waited a few more moments knowing that Antonio would be coming back at any moment. "Alice, do you feel safe at home?" Her eyes widened, and I finally saw some life in them for the first time. Her whole demeanor changed. Her eyes were filled with fear now, and her lips quivered. I waited, and she opened her mouth, her lips still shaking, to reveal that her tongue was missing. That concludes tonight's story. If you like this type of content, smash that subscribe button and throw me a like. I've also left all the details of this author down in the description, so pay him a visit and tell him what you think about this story. See y'all next time.